Good morning, my viewers. Welcome back to Shiko Motivational Stories. Yes, welcome back with a bang. Now, today we are at the swamp here. The swamp that I showed you hippos last time. You remember? I've done that story for hippos, so you can check on my previous video. And thank you so much for your support. Thank you back for coming back and checking out on my stories. If you have not subscribed, kindly subscribe, kindly share, kindly comment, and don't forget to like. Yeah, we can give you 1 minute to like. Yeah, thank you. Now today we are bringing a story about John. John is going to give us a story about his life, and he's also an athlete. So I've looked for him, and he wants to share with us about his life journey. So kindly enjoy. Thank you.
Was brought up by my parents, just like the other children. My name is John Ndungu, and I was born in Nyandarua County, just like the other children of those days. I was born with the five girls and 5 boys in a family of 10 siblings, and I struggle so much in my life to be brought up in my life. But with so much struggling, that one doesn't make me to be like the other children. I face so many challenges to be the way I am today, and I was in school and my parents were struggling to pay my school fees. I was trekking far from my home to the school, and that was a very, very tough life. I was one of the children who are willing to be one of the days to be a good athlete and to be representing my country, Kenya. So in school, I was training so hard to be a good athlete. I was talented with the athlete, and I was a long distance runner. In school, I was participating long distance runner, and after going for school competitions, I was becoming #1. When I finished my primary school, where I was in Kaidedia Primary School, my teachers were very happy because I was participating very well. I was bringing many awards to our school, and when I joined secondary school, yet I was a good athlete, and that's where my challenges started. When I go for competitions from district level, provincial level, I go to the national levels. There was a very, very challenges because from there, no one was there to support me to go outside my country. Still, I was dreaming, and I was willing to be one day to represent our country, Kenya. After finishing my secondary level, still my dream to be one of the athletes who will represent our country, Kenya, was still there. I did not lose hope. No one was to support me to go outside the country, to join any company. No one was supporting me because my parents were very poor. They don't have money to support me during those days. After finishing school and no one to support me to go to join some companies who are there during those days, because there was a big corruption I decided to go and hustle in various works. I was going to hustle various companies, various places. I joined schools to go and work there. I was employed in a certain school who was in my neighbor as a chef. I started working in that school, and later, after struggling still, I was working so hard, and very early in the morning, before I start working to earn something to help myself and also something to buy clothes, I was still learning. I was waking up very early in the morning before 8, and then I go and join work just the normal days. As I was working and I was learning, then I was employed in a certain hotel still to earn a living. I was employed in Thompson Falls Hotel, and I was still working normally, and I was waking up very early in the morning for my normal training, because my dream was still there to be a good athlete in our country. One day, as I was waking up very early in the morning, there was a guest who was watching me every day, but he was not telling me that he was watching me. He came to realize that I'm a good athlete, and I'm still working in Thompson Falls Hotel. Still, as I was working in Thompson Falls Hotel, there were groups of athletes who were coming there from outside the countries. They were coming for training in Nyahururu town, and they were camping Thompson Falls Hotel, because in Nyahururu town or in Thompson Falls, it was meant as a good training camp for many athletes who would like to participate very well in their country. We believe that it was a very nice training camp, because it is the town which is in high altitude level, which is 2,300 meters above sea level. And in history, if you used to train on a high altitude, it is very, very easy for you to go in any other areas of the world and participate very well. Because we believe, and it is already known, that training in a high altitude and then you go on a below level, when you are training in a high altitude, it opens your lungs, or it opens athlete lungs, because you are struggling in training. And then when you go, and I was saying, training on a high altitude, it favors any athlete, because when you train on a high altitude and goes for competition on a low level, it favors you a lot. So for me, I was favored by training in a high altitude in Nyahururu, and that's where so many athletes from abroad comes in Nyahururu town for training, and then after going for competition, it favors them. So there were many guests who were coming in a hotel and camp there, and because I was an athlete like them, I was volunteering myself in the morning, and I was going training with them. So many athletes become friends of mine who are coming from abroad, because I was still volunteering myself showing them the ways to train because it was early in the morning. And as you know well, that if you are a guest, it is very good and you become very happy to go training with a person. Guest asking me, John, I see that you are a good learner and you are very, very talented with the learning. Is there anyone to help you or to support you? Because every day I see you struggling, training with the other guests. I told that guest that training with them, I do volunteer because no one pays me extra money because of training with the guest. That is only volunteering myself, and he was very shocked. He saw how I was training with the torn out shoes. He told me that I'm going to think about you. For me, I did not take that seriously, but that guest was thinking about me on those days. After that guest goes back to his country, I was shocked because when he came, he was coming for many times at the camp there, but his business was not learning, his business was not training, but he was a businessman just like the other guests. After he came, he told me that I want you to take me to your home and see your family, and I'm going to think about you. I was very shocked that when we go with that guest in my home, when he saw my home and my family, he started crying. I asked him, why are you crying? When that guest started crying, I asked him, why are you crying? He told me that I'm crying because of you. I was not expecting you to be living like this. He was expecting me to be a very rich man. He was expecting me to be the one who comes from a good family. But he told me, as I see the way you are living, I'm going to help you. I'm going to support you in all ways you want. For me, I was not believing. And after that, he asked my parents, do you want me to help your son? And my parents say that it is good if you want to help, no problem. And that guest told me that my company, which I deal with, we have a motto that the guest was working with a company called African Equity, and the motto was saying, if you have the will, we have the way. And I told that guest that I have the will, and he told me that they have the way, and they are going to show me the way to help me, and they used to help those people who don't have any support, and they help you in a very big way. He started to fight for me a passport to go to abroad, and he told me, you are now supposed to be training very hard, more than the way you are training before. I promised that guest that I'm not going to let him down. Let me tell you, I was very happy from that day, and that was not the end of challenges. That was not the end of problems. It was just a promise. I started training very hard. I started putting more effort because still my dream was there to go to abroad and represent my country. when that guest start finding for me the way to go to abroad, still there were many challenges. He made sure that my name was forwarded to be one of the people who will go and learn for the Kenya. But let me tell you, when all the time when my name was forwarded there to go and represent Kenya, there was still corruption in the country. They were removing my name. I struggled so much and I was asking myself, now, how comes that even if I get a sponsor, still my names, they are removing my name from the peoples who will go and participate? But those challenges did not make me to lose hope. I want to tell those people who have a vision or who have a goal, don't lose hope. Even if you face so many challenges, never ever lose hope. There is God who comes and fulfill your dreams. There is God who comes and start with the peoples who don't have enough support. That guest pay for me the air ticket to go to their country, Australia, and also that guest make sure that I have a passport. And he start planning when I'll go there. And by the time I was going to pick a visa, there was still a challenges. I was in Australian High Commission to go and take my visa, but still there was a corruption there. I was to go to Australia on Saturday, and I was there to go and pick my visa some days before. And when I go to pick my visa, I was told that you are not qualified to go and participate in a race or to go to the countries. I was shocked, and I was asking myself, how comes that I have a sponsorship, I have someone to help me, and still I'm facing so many challenges? Let me tell you, my friend, who are willing or who want to do something, don't lose hope. The guest pay for me the air ticket, and he goes back to Australia, and he told me, John, we will meet you there in Australia, and you only go and pick your visa, and the air ticket is already paid, and he go back to his country. But when I went to pick my visa, I was told that you are not qualified to go to Australia. Everything was there to show that I'm qualified, but due to corruption, I don't know which criteria they were using, but they told me that you don't qualify and we deny you a visa and you will not go to that country. Let me tell you, after hearing those words, I was shocked, and I asked my God, oh God, I'm not going to lose hope. So far, I believe in you. I make a call to that guest when I was in Kenya, and I tell him that I was denied to be given a visa, and that guest tell me, don't mind John, so far you believe and so far you have hope to come to my country. I'm going to fight all means and you will come there. Let me tell you, he make a call to Australian High Commission, and for me, I was chased away from the gate, and I was going back, asking me so many questions. I received a call. After receiving a call, I was told that we are calling from the Australian High Commission, and and John, we would like you to come back. And I told the one who was calling me that I am far from outside the gate, so I request them to give me some minutes to be back. And after I was at the gate coming back, the security who says to me, asking me, why are you coming back, John? And we have already denied you a visa and we sent you away. I told them that I received a call from them, and that's why I was coming back. They told me that you are disturbing us and you are not supposed to be here. You are supposed to be far from the gate. And I was struggling with those security. I received another call, and I told the one who was calling me that they are not allowing me to come back. I was told that pass the mobile phone to one of the security, and I'm going to talk with him. And when I give the security number, my phone to communicate with the one who was calling me, he was shocked to hear that the call was coming from the office, and they start asking me so many questions. John, who are you, and where did you get the number of our boss here? I was given permission to go there inside. Even they escorted me to go to the office, and when I went in the office, I was interviewed, and I was asked, why are you going to Australia, and who was that you a sponsorship to go to Australia? I told them that one of the guests, who is my close friend, gave me sponsorship to go and work in Australia, and also to learn some various races, because I'm a learner. And I told, we are okay and you can go now. I was given a visa and was very happy, because God usually works in another way of which we people, we don't believe. You can be denied a visa, but if God say yes, that you are going to be blessed in all the ways, no one to say no. I go back to my home to prepare for a visit to go in Australia. And on that Friday, I go to the airport and I go to Australia. And when I reached to Australia, they were preparing for me some races to go Adelaide, and still they were preparing for some companies to work with. And that shows me that if you don't lose hope in your life, and if you start on side of God, no one can say no. I went to Australia and I learned some races. The first race was a very tough race. It was called Bridge to Brisbane. There were many competitors. I did not lose hope, even if I was not trained enough, because I told you before that I was working and I was still training, and it was very difficult for you. You are working all during the day, and you are training only once in the morning, so many kilometers. So I was not trained enough. But that one did not make my dreams to become true. I learned incredible with the tough people from all over the world, and I become number 9. The second race they alleged for me was called Sunshine Coast Land. I went there, a tough course, and I came number 1. I see God in another way and in a big way. That's why I'm telling you, my listeners and my viewers, please never ever lose hope in your life. Even if you face so many challenges, never ever lose hope. Whatever you are planning to do in your life, don't look where you come from, because when you start looking where you come from, you are not going to make it. Never lose hope. For me, I was a humble man with a patient pace. Even after learning all those races, there were 3, and the last one was called Sydney Braxmore Marathon, and I was number 9. Still, I did not lose hope, and still my dream is there. One day I'll be the fastest man in Kenya, and one day still I will bring a gold in our country. The one I became number 1, Sunshine Marathon, I was very happy. I was given a good reward and whatever I have now, because after coming back from Australia to my country Kenya, I built some residential houses, rental houses, and now I'm a landlord. And wherever I'm staying, still I built from the money I got from Australia. So I would like to tell people, don't lose hope. Whatever I have today, I got because I was patient pace. Even when I win that race, media people from there, they mention my name as John, a humble man with a big hope. Thank you very much, and I'm planning to go very far from there. Still, I'm working in some hotels, and I'm still training. If you are planning something today, if you have a goal, if you have a dream, put more effort. Never lose hope. God bless you, and God bless you again. Bye-bye.